raise your right hand. Mr. Miller, since you're still here, I'm going to have you raise your hand also, just in case. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you've all been sworn in. As I said, Dr. Hill, this affidavit and claim was filed by you. What is it you wish the court to know?
I wish the court to know that this is a pay matter. We have a contract with Mr. Scott that runs from July 1st, 2021, and it would have ended June 30, 2022. Now, Mr. Scott's, due to his normal work days normally start in August, but his pay is stretched over the year. So we paid him on July 16th, 2021 and July 30th, 2021 before he actually worked those days, because he actually ended up resigning from Madison District Public Schools before he actually worked any time. And that's the reason why Madison District feels that Ronald Scott still owes the district, because he didn't work the time, but we paid him. And that's where the discrepancy came in. He didn't have the opportunity to work any days because he quit, even though he was paid.
Well, Dr. Hill, I don't pretend to know much about school salaries, but I thought that a teacher or employee could elect to receive their salary out over 52 weeks, or they could receive it out over the school term, being 9 or 10 months. If you received it out over the school term, the 9 or 10 months, whatever that is, obviously your checks were more. But if you received it out over the full year, it was your contract amount was just prorated by the number of weeks. Is that true?
Actually, Madison District, we pay employees over 26 weeks. From July 1st, 2021 to June 30, 2022, we pay employees over 26 weeks of pay. So, and they're paid bi-weekly and 26 pays.
I'm sorry. Does the employee have that option, or does he have to take it out over 26?
He has to take it out over 26. All of our employees are paid over 26 pays.
All right. Now, you said that he is a contract employee.
That is correct.
If I'm not mistaken, you said that his contract then began in July 1st, 2021 and ran till June 30, 2022. Is that correct?
His contract period is from July 1st, 2021 to June 30, 2022.
All right. Now, when did Mr. Scott leave employment in the school system?
He left employment. He went on leave on July 28th. But even though he was on leave, there was a discrepancy in when he was supposed to, begin his program for the year. So he ended up not working any days during that time period. The time period from July 1st to July 30th when he was paid. Because, due to, he was supposed to start, working in August, but he quit before he actually had the chance to work. And thus, that's the reason why we believe that he owes the district, what we stated. He didn't have the opportunity to work any days. And this is what created this situation.
Now, can you substantiate the $3,307.70?
Yes, that is the gross amount. That is the gross amount that was paid to Mr. Scott.
Okay, but do you have a canceled check or a deposit slip or?
Yes, we have that supporting documentation. We do have that supporting documentation to substantiate the $3,307.70. That was the gross amount, and then minus taxes and benefits, of course.
All right, so I have an untitled piece of paper here.
Yes.
Well, let me look at the paper before. Apparently, looking at the cover sheet, if this in fact is a cover sheet, it's from Madison District Public Schools. Dated August 13th, 2021. And attached to that, says from start of 2021-2022 contract, total of $3,307.70. This includes breakdowns for contract pay, contract earnings, personal health fund, pension plus, medical, state income tax, federal income tax, Social Security, FICA, right on down. So is that an accounting, or is this the pay stub for the amount that you're suing for?
Yes, it sounds like you have the pay stub.
All right. So if we try to simplify this, you're saying is that he was a bi-weekly contractual employee, right?
He's an employee with a contract.
He's a contractual employee, but he's bi-weekly, so he gets paid every 2 weeks, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And what you're then requesting back,
We are requesting the $3,307.70. That's the gross amount.
you're requesting back from July 1st to July 28th, is that correct?
That is correct. He was paid on the 16th, July the 16th, as well as July the 30th. And we're trying to recoup those two payments because he didn't have the opportunity to work. He resigned before he was able to work.
Okay, now then you said he went on leave. What kind of leave? Was he on medical leave? Was he on a sabbatical, or was this a contractual leave?
He was placed on administrative leave to do pending an investigation.
So while on administrative leave, then he was unable to work because he was on administrative leave. Is that what you're telling me?
Mr. Miller, do you have the dates? If I can ask Mr. Miller. You know, I have a note here that he was on paid administrative leave as of July 28th. So that's actually at the end of the month.
All right, you said you have a note that says he was on paid
Administrative leave
as of
July the 28th.
All right, now, can you or Mr. Miller tell me when he was first placed on leave? Would I be mistaken if it was somewhere like July 1st?
I believe it was the 28th. Mm-hmm. Lawrence, do you know when?
28th is what the note you read me, okay?
Yes.
That's when it became paid administrative leave. Now you're just claiming that the prior 2 weeks is that he wasn't authorized to pay, even though he's prohibited from working?
Okay, according to his contract is stretched over 26 pays from July 1st until, June 30, as we discussed before. I have a note that he went on paid administrative leave as of July the 28th.
Okay.
And so he did not work between, July the 1st through July the 28th. And so that's the reason why.
Well, from July 1st to July 28th, he wasn't on paid administrative leave. Was he on administrative leave?
I have that he didn't start his leave until July the 28th, according to my notes, unless, Lawrence, do you have anything different?
Well, I'm looking here, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
This says that this is the Madison Heights Public School Employment Agreement. It says the district will employ the employee from July 1st, 2020 until June 30, 2021.
Yes.
And you're telling me then on July 28th, he was on paid administrative leave.
Yeah, if I'm allowed to speak, just...
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Miller. Were you in
so between that time, because his contract speaks to 210 work days throughout the year, so he's paid based off of work days. So Dr. Hill is just trying to relay the fact that his work calendar didn't start till actually August. And I have his resignation date, so I'm assuming that when he was placed on administrative leave, this was the end date, was August 5th. Was the actual date that we have as his termination date.
Here's the problem I have with this, is that
yes.
I have a 3-page terms and conditions of employment. It says Mr. Smith entered into this on the first day of July 2021. I'm between the Board of Education of Madison District Public Schools, Auburn County, Michigan. It said Ronald Scott employee for 1 year commencing July 1st, 2021, ending June 30th, 2022. Then later on in the work calendar, it says it's for a period of 210 fiscal days. This is signed by Mr. Scott, and this is signed by Ms. Cindy Holder, the president, and signed by Angel Abulad.
Yes.
No, I'm mispronouncing that name. The superintendent. So this contract between Mr. Scott and the school system says that this goes from July 1st to June 30. So,
if I could, I'm sorry, could I explain that, just the contract in detail, just to compare it to like teachers? So our teachers also, their contracts begin early, but they don't actually start working until the end of August. So we basically take their work days and then we take that pay and spread it through 26. So,
sir, what I'm trying to get to is this. I also have another agreement here. This is called an employment agreement.
Sure.
It says the district will employ the employee from July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021.
Yes.
This contract, again, is signed by Mr. Scott. And I cannot tell who the superintendent's name is because I'm not familiar with her signature. And I cannot tell who the board president, wait, I'm sorry. Superintendent is Ms. Angel Abelhad, and the board president is Mr. Mark Kimball. And this was signed on June 29th, 2020. And this is an employment contract for a term of a year. Now, is there anything else that you need to tell me?
That contract that you just referred to, that's not the most current contract. The most current contract is the one that we are currently discussing, signed by Cindy Holder and Angel Abdulahad.
Well, the thing is that I have both of them, and the other problem I have, Dr. Hill, is that I'd only have them because you guys gave those.
And one is expired and one is current.
Well, the period we're talking about, the first one was expired, and the next one, 3-pager,
Yes.
says July 2021, July 1st, 21, and ending June 30th, 2022. That's the 3-pager, that's the current one.
Yes.
It's signed by Ms. Holder, Angel Abelhad, the superintendent. Again, that's a contract, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you need to tell me?
Yes. According to the contract, I wanted to emphasize that it's based on days worked within the contract period, and then also adhering to the 26 pays, with that flowing in there as well. And Mr. Scott didn't have the opportunity to work at all, but he was paid. And that's the reason why the district is trying to recoup its funding, because he did not put any time in. He did not work any time. So he was paid for the month of July, but he did not put in any work days for the month of July. See, he terminated his employment before he was actually able to work.
Again, you have a valid contract that says July 1st to June 30th. It says that this is the yearly rate, as everybody signed it. It does say that it is based on an idea of 210 work days a year. It also says further that he's not going to get any overtime or anything like that. But the question is why shouldn't he be compensated if he was available to work? Okay? All right. Anything else, Dr. Hill?
That is all.
All right. Mr. Scott, you've been very quiet and very patient through this. What can you tell me about this dispute?
Well, with my dispute, like I said, in my contract, it states compensation was from July 1st to June 30th for the amount of $43,000. And per my contract, I followed my contract. I don't know what the 210 days is for the teacher's contract. I was never in the teacher's union with the teacher's contract. I don't know what that all means, what the 210 days, what they're referring to. But I will say that I was put on paid administrative leave on July 28th. I came in with another meeting, and that is the day that I resigned from the school while I was under paid administrative. Now, during that time where they state that I didn't work, I had submitted a letter from the secretary who was working at the school at the time that she was there before she went on leave for surgery, that she can attest that I was there at the school between July 12th and July 16th, because that's the time that she was there. And there was other days that I had worked as well, because athletics that I was handling isn't time off. You need to get schedules set up. You need to start working games in for the fall season, but more in the winter season when it's around July and August, because your fall season's almost complete. You are working on your winter contracts and your winter scheduling for your athletics. So for them to say that I wasn't at work, I disagree, because I was at the school working. And following up, trying to figure out.
I'm not even sure you had to work, sir, because you were under contract. If you're unable to work anywhere else because you have a contract with Madison Heights,
Correct.
that should be sufficient. All right, Mr. Scott, anything else?
No, not at this time.
Normally when we talk about a contract, there have to be 5 elements. And this contract, even though it was for 210 days, magic of the 210 days is the days required by the state to be mandatory school. This meets all the elements of the contract. It doesn't say if you have to do anything to punch your clock or anything else. It says from July 1st to June 30th, you're on the payroll. You make so much a year, whether you're paid out over the school year or whether you're paid out over the calendar year. I don't see anything in there. Other problem I have, Ms. Hill, I'm sorry, Dr. Hill. If you didn't think that he was under a lawful contract, why did you have to put him on paid administrative leave? Okay. You don't need to do that with an employee, right?
Right, he's an employee.
Okay. You know, I said, there are only 5 required elements. There has to be offer, acceptance, consideration, legal subject matter, and legal capacity. This contract meets all those elements. If I signed it, I would assume that I would be getting bi-weekly checks beginning in mid-July. Whether I had to be there or not, I got a signed contract that Madison Heights is paying me. I don't have anything in there that says that they can change their mind later. If he ends up being paid administrative leave, then he must have been on the payroll before that. Nothing else makes logical sense to me. And again, I'm not an expert. But I think all the elements of the contract are there. I understand that the schools may be trying to save some money. But for that period in July where he was not on paid administrative leave, he was available to work. He had signed a contract that he was willing to work. And Madison Heights had signed a contract that they were willing to have him work. I don't see how he can go back and suddenly say, no, that doesn't apply.
I was told that he didn't show up.
Well, again, I wasn't there. I don't know. He's made reference that there was a teacher who could verify for some of his hours, but I'm not sure he had to show. Again, going back to the contract.
I have a question.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gore.
I'm sorry if I could ask a question. We agree to employ the employee for 210 days based on the merit that they're going to work those 210 days, right?
No, sir, I think what you did is you agreed to hire him for the year. That's why it's specific in there, July 1st to June 30.
Right.
You anticipated that his work would be around the school year, which is only 210.
Right.
But if you meant only the 210, then I think your contract would say something to the effect of August 28th to May 28th. Okay? It does.
Sorry.
It says for a full year. That's what the contract says right up front, first thing, and that's what's signed. And it's signed by all parties, and I assume all parties understood what they were signing. This goes back to basic contract law, is that they said if you work for us, we'll pay you X. You work from July to June. And he's there, he's able to do it. You know,
I agree.
It's nonsensical to put him on paid administrative leave if he's not on the payroll. You say, well, gee, he never entitled to any money until September 1st.
He wouldn't even been paid if we did it by workday, right? So we give all of our employees 26 pay. We put them on all 26 pays so that everybody goes the full year with a paycheck. So
it's nice and it's convenient and everything else. And I know you have outstanding lawyers for the school system, and they more than likely either drafted or approved this contract. And this says terms and conditions of employment.
yes,
This contract of employment, hereafter to be called contract, entered into this first day of July 2021 by and between the Board of Education of Madison School District Public Schools, the board, and or the district, and Ronald Scott, employee, collectively the parties, for 1 year period. This is up in the beginning in the first sentence. 1 year period. Commencing July 1st, 2021, ending June 30, 2022. Now, I don't see any other way to read it.
Mhm.
As I said, this was, somebody drafted it, somebody approved it, somebody signed it. Okay, now, if something came up and they said, well, we have a signed contract, he's on administrative leave for the 1st, that's a slightly different argument. We're talking about July 1st. But you can't say, okay, now we're going to call you on paid administrative leave as of July 28th, and we want the first months back. It's not what you signed. That's not what he relied on. He's entitled to rely on the contract that he was given. Okay? I'm trying to do this in the simplest terms, but I'm just reading your own words as to what they're saying. It says it's for a year. It says it begins July 1st. It doesn't say anything else. Now, it's my understanding, Dr. Hill, that this is only for the period from July 1st to July 28th, when he was put on paid administrative leave. Is that correct?
You know what? He was paid out on July the 16th and July the 30th. And, what you stated is correct. He was put on paid administrative leave as of the 28th. And then, he was paid for that time period, through the 30th. So.
Yeah, what you may want to do as the chief financial officer is ask Mr. Miller if, in fact, they did something to distinguish the 28th from the 30th. Probably not. Because now technically still on the payroll, it's just on administrative leave. But no, I don't see where he owes that money back. And it's just a simple language of the contract. All right?
Okay.
Now, I don't know what happened at mediation. The way small claims works, is that every time we bring up the case, it's a case of first instance. Now, this is my reading it. This is my resolution based on my experience. Okay? I don't see any legal basis that he would owe you for the amount.
Okay. I do have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I agree that, I see that July 1st date, 2021 through June 30, 2022. So we just disregard the 210 days. That doesn't play into the contract at all.
You can. I think the 210 days was merely a convenience for accounting.
Okay.
But right up front, the first sentence, it says July 1st to June 30th. Okay? Another thing about law, which you really don't need to know, but we take the things that are said in the beginning as being more important than things said at the end.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you sued Mr. Stott, so he has no costs to recover. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? What I'm going to do is I'm going to enter a judgment that this case is dismissed.
Okay.
Not award any money to Madison Public Schools.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions? All right. Well,
Nope.
I appreciate you all appearing. It's not easy to be on Zoom, but it's for your own protection.
Right.
All right? All of you have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you,
You have
Hannah.
a great day as well.
Thank you.